Africa, I do not feel you. Let me be honest. Wait, Africa, I do not feel you. It seems like you are here and you don't want to be here. I thought that we had organized logistics very well, if I may say so myself. Therefore, I don't expect anyone to be tired and unwilling to be here. We provided breakfast on time. So, and we are not on lunch yet. So, I lead the youth movement. If I was in a veterans association and they sing like that, I would be comfortable. But I'm in the youth movement. I feel the youthfulness. Mafrika Tapel, can you lead us and put us in... Program Director, Polisan Ndara, Mama Sombu, honored NEC member of the PAYCO NEC members, leaders of component structures of the PAC, particularly those of PASMA who are here, leaders of the Africanist movement in general who are present, distinguished guests, honorable delegates, sons and daughters of Africa. I am honored to be here today to this gigantic sitting of this youth movement. This youth movement was founded on the basis of the instruction given by John Nyatipogela for the PAC to go back to the masses. Masses are the source of power, as he observed. It is this institution that we stand here very proudly of. It is this institution that has been instrumental into founding of the second largest national federation in Tanzania, Labor Federation, that is NACTO. It is this institution, it is this movement that has formed the most successful student organization in this country, in PASO, which is now known as PASMA. It is through that effort of the formation of PASO that we're able to ensure consistent and reliable supply of manpower into the Azanian People Liberation Army, APLA. It is this movement that built the platform on which the PAC come back to sit on in its return in the mass movement called PAM. It is this institution which is the founder member of the South African Youth Council. This institution has contributed greatly and shaped the youth advocacy and shaped the youth development agenda since 1994 in this country. You would not know, maybe if you have not been following this youth movement in the late 90s, that you practically forced the shaping of the national youth policy as it stands. Of course, with the exception that we could not get our way on the youth ministry. They gave the youth commission. Most of you do not know that the National Skills Development Strategy has our footprint in it. We contributed greatly into shaping it. I must say, and we must all say, that we are indeed the youth movement that has shaped the youth sector in Tanzania. Our Secretary General will tell you, and those that have been part of our platforms will tell you, that we have established the most effective communication infrastructure, maximizing the use of technology that is easily available to all of us. We are proud to say that we got a permanent, as the Pan Africanist Youth Congress, we are permanently in conference, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We have taken the use of internet to the high level. Africa, some of you will say that you don't have access in that, but it's because you don't want to. Because everyone has access to the email today. As long as you got a cell phone, Vodacom or MTN or any selfie or any mobile service provider in Tanzania provides an email for free. So if you are not part of this conference, it's because you don't want to. We have an unlimited access to an international internet radio. In Uhuru Radio, some of you have seen the speakers that we have put on the table next to the entrance there. I must tell you that communication is the lifeblood of an organization. An organization that cannot communicate can never be coherent. That's why we prioritize this particular look and this particular phase. We have mastered the art of internal communication. If you do not get communication per second from us, it's because you don't want to. I must admit, standing here, that we still have to work on external communication. But the Secretary General will expand on that. We are here not shy to boast our successes, because as we measure our performance and we scrutinize the period that is under review in this Congress, we must not do that in isolation of our pure greatness as an organization. It is by design. It is as we design and adopt a program and we give a fresh mandate to our leadership and to us as an organization, as we accept new challenges, that we must not limit ourselves to pettiness and mediocrity that has surrounded us and continue to surround us for so long. It is tempting to accept awkward leadership, flimsy administrative system, mediocratic procedures, clumsy communication apparatus, and inept political attitudeness in the name of unity and organizational stability. Sons and daughters of Africa, you must not be tempted. The work that we've set for ourselves in our program, the program that has been popularly known as IOTA, which is ideologized, organized political takeover, is far from being over. We have successfully changed personnel, but our party is still not what we've visualized. We still have cultures and systems that are inconsistent, unreliable, and inefficient. I hear some of you saying that we need to look at other leaders. I say you might be correct, as you might be wrong. But for sure, what I know is that PAYCO still has a responsibility to take the PAC to the next level. I call on you as you are here to make yourself available as disciplined cadres of the party when you are called for higher position. Do not be afraid to accept responsibility. We have bent our fingers too many times, giving power to other people who do not know how to use power for the advancement of this party. I have no doubt in my mind and in my heart that cadres who have submitted themselves to the training and the intense environment on which we work under as the leadership of this organization, at all levels, not just at the NEC, but at all its levels, we carry this organization with our blood, with our pockets, with every sweat, with the stress, with every ounce in our blood, and every jewel in our body. We have, for that reason, we have learned to be efficient, effective, and master the art of thinking, not bound by cults of individuals as we have seen it sinking in our organization. It is in IOTA where we have expressed our view on how we see our country and we see the world. We have said in an uncertain term that we want a united socialist Africa. A sovereign Africa free of foreign domination. An Africa free of domestic oppression. Because some people say it's okay if we are being oppressed by those who look like us. And as the Pan Africanist Youth Congress, we are saying it's not okay. Domestic and foreign oppression is just oppression. We want our Africa to be a state where African working class hegemony is well instilled. It is in the workers' hearts that pumps in our plants. It is in the workers' foreheads sweating on the plantation that Africa's hopes and dreams are engraved. It is our hope for a healthy nation, a nation that can feed its most vulnerable with the most nutritious food, care for its sick with best science can provide. It is the inspiration that illiteracy and ignorance must be erased among our people through free socialist education that reflects African working class interests and values. It is through our ITA program that we have visualized the nation that is militarily and diplomatically muscular to deal on the table in its own terms, in the table of international trade. It is clear to us that the World Trade Organization does not serve Africa's interests and the interests of the developing nation. The TWTO is not working to create a fair world trade. The TWO only seeks to consolidate the hegemony of North America and Europe. Africa must realize that it's critical for it to be released from the bondage of IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and World Bank. I stand here desirous or admirers of the position of South America, particularly Venezuela and Bolivia. This country has been able to reclaim their natural resources and put proceeding to massive social projects in health and education assisted by the Great Cuba. It is this success that has caught the eyes of many South Americans to instill socialist governments in their own countries, hence Ecuador and Nicaragua. And South America is working for unity now. Our National Commissar will reinforce and remind you that this Congress that PAYCO does not exist for its own sake. We exist for the African youth in particular and African people in general. We are not a local institution that should be confined to Azania. It is from our founding as a party, the PAC, that our scope and scope of our operation is international. We represent all African people, anywhere and everywhere in the world. We must not adopt Azanianism, but we must continue saying loudly, one Africa, one nation. One Africa, one nation. One nation, one Africa. We must shout at the risk of being viewed as nuisance in advancing our demands on the issues of the African youth, including the national skills audit, as people howl and say there are skills shortage without any facts. We must loudly pronounce our demand for technical and financial support for youth production cooperative through a youth ministry. Sons and daughters of Africa, this is why our Secretary General will tell you how much you have traveled the world, how much you've been working to consolidate friends and develop a practical programs with the parties of similar ideological trajectory. It is as much as we are familiar with the proverb which says that healer is not worshipped in his locality, that we are not convinced that it's enough to be convincing on the internet and be a household name across oceans without making a meaningful contribution in our own locality. Sons and daughters of Africa, we have been slow and working at snail pace to attend to the suffering and the pain of the people of Kutsong and other areas in border disputes. It's a painful admission that we have not reacted with the agency it deserves to respond to the opportunities that have been given to our party by the masses across the country, particularly in Free State and Northwest. Communities are in the rebellious mood against incompetency and corruption. African people across Azania have displayed their hunger for a revolutionary leadership that will change their lives significantly. Our people are ready to act and have found no one to lead them, particularly us. Unfortunately, nature allows no vacuum. Therefore, people will find something to lead them, even if it's a slow donkey, and we will be left out. Our treasury will tell you in this Congress that we have set out a platform for the future of our organization. He will inform you that we have set up commercial entities that will outlive our mortal selves, entity that needs your nurturing. It is members of this organization that must make this institution work. This institution must not be secret, because their success is not at the mercy of government tenders or mercy of anyone. These institutions are at your mercy to make them get business and ensure that those who take responsibility in working in them are monitored and, I must say, firmly fired when signs of corruption, idleness, incompetency is detected. Our financial future is bright, as long as we don't get into office greedy leaders in charge of our commercial or political institution. Sons and daughters of Africa, let me close by saying that it's been wonderful to be at the helm of this precious institution. We had many successes, more lessons that we learned, as our report will highlight to this Congress. We must continue to be decisive on matters as affecting our party and affecting our people. We have come closer to our people as a party. Let me repeat that. We have to come closer to the people as a party and start building a relationship with our people, starting with ensuring that we lead the majority, if not all, learner representative council in high schools in this country. We have to be in every institution of higher learning in this country. We have to be in every youth desk, in every ward in this country. We have to ensure that we are in every letter to the editor section, every mail list on the internet, advocating for a united socialist Africa. One Africa. One nation. Isolate.